Students, let's start off with the last concept, that is public and private sector in the sectors of Indian economy. Now we'll just move with the other ones. Classification on the basis of ownership. Sectors of economy, there are two classification on the basis of ownership. One, public sector. Two, private sector. What is meant by public sector? The government owns most of the assets and provide all these services. So it's clearly they have given clearly that the government will own most of the assets. Yes, and what they will be doing it? They will be providing the service to the public. We'll be calling it as a public sector. Public sector organized by government. Second, provide facilities to the workers like fixed employment and fixed working hours. 3. Main aim is to provide public welfare. The last example of public sector are Indian Railways, hospital, parks, libraries, etc. Now, let's see. Public sector, I've just told you already, the main motive of public sector is nothing but welfare for the people. Yes, and apart from that, I've given you few examples which connects with public sector. Railway department, post office, library, hospital, park, those things will come under in a public sector. Yes, now government raise money through taxes and other way to meet expenses on the services rendered by it. Yes, of course. From where the government will get the money? The government will get the money only through the taxes I've just told you. What they will be doing with it? Because in the modern day government spend on the whole range of activities. What are the activities? Why do governments spend on such activities? Let's find out. See, for example, there are several things needed by the society as a whole, but which the private sector will not provide at reasonable cost. That's what I've just told you. This is the difference between public as well as the private. Private will not do it anything at the reasonable cost. Yes, why? Some of these need spending large sum of money. So for something, see, for example, construction of bridges, roads, for all such things, they need huge revenue. They need huge capital to spend for all such things. So private sector cannot spend those things. And apart from that, if they are ready to spend it, which they have spent it, no, that will be beyond their capacity of private sector. So apart from that, collecting money from thousands of people who use this facility is not easy job. So even if they do provide these things, they could charge high rate for the use. Yes, that's what I've given with an example of construction of roads, bridges, railway, harbour, generating electricity, etc. Yes, so for all such things, the government have to undertake such heavy spending and ensure that these facilities are available for everyone. This is the role of public sector. Now, there are some other activity which the government has to support. The private sector may not continue their production or a business unless government encourage it. So few things the government has to interfere. If government not encouraging them, they will not start the business. Yes, see, for example, selling electricity at the cost of generation may push up the cost of production of goods in many industries. Suppose if from the public sector, they were not giving any concession for electricity, what the private sectors will be doing it? They'll be rising, that is, whatever maybe they're doing it, no, what they'll be doing it? They will push up the cost, they will rise the causes of production of goods in many industries. And many units, especially small scale units, might have to shut down. So, government here step in by producing and supplying electricity at rates which these industries can afford. So, government has to be a part of the cost. Yes, now, so far we have connected with the industry, we have connected with the productions, commodities, and what else may be. Now, let's connect with the farmer. Yes, see, for example, government in India buy wheat and rice from the farmer at fair price. Yes, what they'll be doing it after buying it from the farmer? They'll be storing in a godowns and sells at a lower price to the consumer through the PDS. That is nothing but through ration shops. Yes, this is the role of government when we connect with farmer. Now let's move to the other one. There are large number of activity which are the private responsibility of the government. See, for example, I've just told you already, spending it money for health, education facilities to all. So this is the role of public sector. Yes, now let's move on to the other one. Private sector, organized by private individuals, does not provide fixed employment and fixed working hours to the worker. I've told you already. Main aim is to make many profits for themselves. See, example of private sector are Birla Company, Reliance, etc. Yes, those things which come under in a private sector. Now, what are the qualities of public sector? Job security, generous benefits, more relaxed atmosphere. Yes, those things will come under in the quality of public sector. Qualities of private sector, we have qualities like more opportunities for promotion as a company grow. These jobs tend to pay higher and more prestige, and the private sector is supposedly more efficient and less bureaucracy. So those qualities will come under in a private sector. Now let's move on to difference between public sector and private sector. In the public sector, the government owns most of the assets and provide all the services. In the private sector, ownership of assets and delivery of services are in the hands of private individuals or companies. Second point, the purpose of the public sector is not just to earn profit. I have just told you. Government raise money through taxes and other way to meet expenses on the service rendered by it. And in this, the activities in the private sector are guided by the motive to earn profit. To get such services, we have to pay money to the individuals and companies. Now, third point, the main way of making revenue is through public revenue like tax, duties and penalty. Their main way of making revenue is through issuing shares and debentures or by taking loans. Next, fourth point, the benefits of working in the public sector is that it gives job security, allowance and retirement benefits. In private sector, the benefits of working in the private sector is that it gives existing salary, packages and perks. The last point, railway, post office or example of public sector. Tata Iron and Steel Company Limited, that is TISCO, or Reliance Industry Limited, or example of private sector. Yes, so I've just told this is the difference between public as well as the private sector. So in this chapter, we have discussed about what are the three sectors of Indian economy: primary, secondary and tertiary sector. I gave you with an example. Next, I've just told you how to calculate the GDP. Yes, and then third, I have just told you about the differences between organized and unorganized sector and how to protect workers in the unorganized sector. Before that, I've just told you about share of GDP when we connect with all the three sector and share of employment in all the three sector, and at the last, difference between public and private sector. So we have completed our chapter. Yes, second chapter in sectors of Indian economy. Yes, students, thank you to everyone.